The Great Plains of Hungary, where oversized brown hares roam the grasslands and miniature dragons hunt for food. Parched birds search for water, but their predators are never far away. Stunning grass snakes slither away in hidden habitats, and the colorful birds of summer prepare for their long migrations. In a world shaped by humans, come along as we search for wildlife in this extreme landscape. And at the end of the film, discover some of the filming methods we used to document the wildlife that you are about to see. Hidden away in the grassland is a creature that has learned to blend into this habitat. The European green lizard escapes the worst of the late summer heat by resting inside the shady leaves. Its green color is bright and stunning, but it matches the green coloration of the vegetation, making it surprisingly hard to spot. Here, it waits patiently for any passing insects. Ants passing below the dry foliage think they are safe, but the camouflaged lizard is a perfect predator. As it munches away on the tasty meal, the lizard uses its long tongue to tidy up the excess sandy substrate from its mouth. But suddenly, the lizard becomes aware of a potential danger heading its way. A grass snake is on the move. The summer heat has fully charged up this stunning reptile, and now it is in full hunting mode. The constantly flickering tongue allows the snake to create thermal images of its surroundings and identify any prey species. It is heading towards the leaves where the lizard is hiding, but at the very last moment, it changes its mind and makes its way in a different direction. The lizard sees its chance and makes an escape towards the thicker undergrowth. The grass snake heads towards a little pond. But there is already another snake waiting on the sidelines. And it is observing the intruder. The resident snake heads towards the newcomer. But instead of engaging in any fighting, they seem to have a mutual understanding, and they move to different sides of the pond. While the resident snake stays in the shallows and continues to patrol its little part of the pond, the newcomer heads towards the deeper waters. Keeping only its head above the surface, it is almost invisible in the thick vegetation. But keeping your eyes above the water may not be the best strategy. Suddenly, the newcomer disappears underwater. The resident snake continues to look above the water, and it has now lost track of its competitor. While it is still carefully swimming in the shallows, the newcomer has made a sneaky and successful catch and discreetly slithers out of the pond towards the dry grassland where it can enjoy its meal. The late summer heat has burnt away a lot of the plants, and on the wide open plains, there is no respite from the heat. The visible haze from the heat blurs out the flocks of ducks hiding in the shady groves. Birds deal with high temperatures by opening their beaks to help them get rid of the excess heat. This behavior is known as gullah fluttering. This grey heron is even opening its wings as it tries to bear the August sun. Small fragments of woodland offer a great spotted woodpecker some much needed shade. And it is making its move to a cool pond where it can quench its thirst. Parched and desperate goldfinches have also discovered this little corner of heaven, and they descend in droves. Their brave forays encourage other birds to join them as they drink and bathe in the brutal heat. Male goldfinches show off their elaborate colors as they join the juvenile birds, while a great tit also confidently joins this merry band. A tiny chiff-chaff has to work up a lot of courage as it approaches the edge of the pond, seemingly terrified of what dangers could lurk in the water. As the chiff-chaff slowly familiarizes itself with this small watery world, the giants of the finch world are coming in to give a rare glimpse. Hawfinches seem gigantic compared to the other smaller birds. They have traveled great distances in search of a safe water source. It is usually difficult to see hawfinches on the ground like this because they are nervous and shy birds of the high canopy. But this watery paradise and the presence of the other smaller birds has encouraged them to come down from their usually lofty heights. Their large beaks are extremely strong, allowing them to crack open hard nuts that grow abundantly in the woodland. But even they drink cautiously because this is the domain of a super predator. The Eurasian sparrowhawk can appear out of nowhere, and it is an expert hunter. The small birds disappear in its presence. The sparrowhawk knows that everyone here is very alert, so it swoops away to hunt elsewhere. On the open plains at the edge of Kiskunsagi National Park, it is common to see the cattle grazing on the Great Hungarian Plains. But there is a special breed of cattle that live here. These are some of the last surviving herds of the Great Hungarian cattle. Their long, curvy horns and strong, sturdy bodies are not their only special attributes. Unlike other cattle, they are highly resistant to disease and other parasites. By the 1960s, there were less than 300 left, but intensive measures taken by the local breeders have now brought them back from the brink, and today they are a great source of national pride. They are joined on the plains by the summer birds that have completed the breeding season and will now begin their long migration. These birds will soon be amongst the mighty herds of elephants and other herbivores on the savannas of Africa. While the birds can fly away before the winter arrives, resident mammals like this brown hare have become highly adaptable to deal with the harsh conditions. Their brown fur allows them to blend seamlessly into the surroundings. Long ears act as helpful alarm systems, and their long limbs can allow them to run away at great speeds. When it does not feel threatened, the hare searches for the wide-ranging variety of plants that grow on these plains. It can disappear into the long grass verges very easily. As it forages away and hides in the vegetation, a passerby or a predator would hardly know there was a small animal hiding there. The beautiful city of Budapest was our gateway to Kiskunsagi National Park in late August 2024. Traditional old Hungarian villages and towns are on the way to the Great Hungarian Plains. Our base would be the wonderful Kondor Eco Lodge at the edge of the national park. Searching for wildlife on the Great Hungarian Plains was not easy. Late summer is when a lot of the birds have left and they become very difficult to find. We spent hours scanning the vast and flat open plains, and skittish animals like the hares kept running away from us before we could even get a clear view of them. Traveling by a vehicle allowed us to cover great distances, and the car also served as a handy mobile hide for some of the most skittish birds. Large fish ponds where the water accumulates was a wonderful place to find some of the waterfowl and other birds such as grey herons. The beautifully built wildlife hides allowed us to get close-up footage of the shy species such as the goldfinches and the hawfinches.